our nation should mourn the loss of this fine young Australian.
Sapper Jamie Larkham shot dead while on patrol. Good evening. Also making news tonight, a leadfoot lands Troy Buswell in trouble again. And ocean rescue, rough seas swamped 2 fishermen.
Oh yeah, the whole front of the boat was underwater. I thought it was going to go down.
This is 9 News.
Another brave young Australian has paid the ultimate price for our nation's commitment to Afghanistan. 21-year-old soldier Jamie Larkham was shot dead when his patrol came under attack from the Taliban. He's the 23rd Australian soldier to be killed in Afghanistan. Davina Smith reports. The state opposition's demanding Troy Buswell be dumped as Transport Minister after yet another embarrassing mistake. It's been revealed he's been slapped with 3 speeding fines since September.
Just 2 months after being reinstated to Cabinet, trouble has once again found Troy Buswell. This time it's his lead foot that's thrown him back in the spotlight. 3 speeding fines in just 6 months, and that's after he's already lost his licence once before, when he was in his 20s. The opposition says the public deserves more from the Transport Minister.
How many times can this minister, who should be on probation, be allowed to embarrass the state of Western Australia before Mr Barnett pushes the ejector seat on his spot in Cabinet?
Mr Travis concedes many people get speeding fines.
Mr Travis, have you ever got a speeding fine?
Over 10 years ago, I got 1.
But he says in 2001 it was Colin Barnett who demanded Alana McTiernan be dumped as Transport Minister for driving offences, which included speeding and drink driving. Now he should ask the same of his minister. Troy Buswell only became Transport Minister in December after he was dumped from Cabinet over his affair with former Greens MP Adele Carles. Troy Buswell wouldn't speak on camera today, leaving other ministers to once again field questions about his behaviour.
I think he's already had consequences. If you actually speed, you lose demerit points.
Alicia Kennedy, 9 News.
Embattled player agent Ricky Nixon has flatly denied having a sexual relationship with the teenage girl at the centre of the St Kilda nude photo scandal. Nixon used a written statement to break his silence, but said nothing more when he was approached by 9 News today. 2 fishermen have been rescued off Bunbury after their boat began taking on water in rough seas. The pair sent out a distress call as they used buckets to bail out water. Queensland Police are investigating an ugly brawl which has led to the disqualification of 2 top professional surfers. World number 9 Jeremy Flores was kicked out of the Burleigh Breaker Pro, and former world champion Sonny Garcia banned from a competition in Newcastle next month for an alleged attack on a lone surfer at Burleigh Heads yesterday. Garcia is seen grabbing the man in a headlock before unleashing a barrage of punches. They claim they were trying to protect Garcia's son, who was threatened by locals. An amateur photographer who captured the incident claimed he was later chased and attacked by Garcia when he returned to the shore. Police say nobody's made a complaint. A 43-year-old woman has been charged over the fatal stabbing of a 45-year-old man while on a camping trip near Dwellingup. It's alleged she stabbed him in the chest during an argument. He died as they drove to get help. The woman will appear in court tomorrow, charged with grievous bodily harm. And a teenage girl is in hospital after a hit and run in East Victoria Park. Witnesses say they heard a loud bang and then saw the 15-year-old lying on the road.
She looked like she was in a lot of pain on the ground. There was a lot of screaming, a lot of noise going on.
The driver left the scene. The girl is in a stable condition in Princess Margaret Hospital. There's more wild weather on the way, with a redeveloping cyclone set to hit WA. A large section of the Kimberley coast is on blue alert, including the tourist town of Broome. Still to come on 9 News, Perth's water-saving effort. Also, celebrations in Bahrain. The ruling monarchy backs away from crushing protests. And Kylie transforms into a Greek goddess for her latest world tour. Time for Sunday Sport now with Mark Reddings.
Yes, thank you, Matt. Coming up, Australia's World Cup preparations, and Peter Bell reveals his season predictions for the Eagles and the Dockers. Also, an impressive debut by Carmichael Hunt. And the force rolled by the Reds despite some James O'Connor brilliance. The West Coast Eagles will host the Gold Coast next Sunday afternoon at 4:40 in a quarter-final of the NAB Cup. Meanwhile, Geelong has also advanced, beating North Melbourne and the Bulldogs at Skill Stadium today. A double take for many, with Brad and Chris Scott becoming the first twins to coach at AFL level. Despite a man-of-the-match performance by James O'Connor, bitter disappointment for the Western Force in their Super 15 season opener. After leading the Queensland Reds for most of the game, they lost by just 1 point. Yes, that's showing plenty of ticker. That's our look at Sunday Sport. Have a great night.
Thanks, Mark. Weather's next, and Candice will have more on that wild weather that's about to pound the States.
Today brought a cooler change, though it wasn't quite chilly. We reached 30.3 degrees after last night's low of 21 even. Now, if you're in the state's north, take care. The Gascoyne, Greenock and Murchison River catchments are still on flood warnings. An ex-tropical cyclone Carlos is set to re-intensify, with those warm sea temperatures breathing new life into the system. Severe tropical cyclone Diane here is no longer causing us any dramas, and that should eventually fizzle out as it continues to head south. Around the nation, there'll be early showers in Canberra and Melbourne, with some gusty afternoon storms in Brisbane. In Western Australia, cyclone warnings are in place from Curie Bay to De Grey, with a cyclone watch down to Exmouth. Those between Denham, Gascoyne Junction, Kew and Dongara could be in for a wild night. Severe thunderstorms are expected there up until midnight, with very heavy rain, large hail and destructive winds possible. Again, the tides are likely to be higher than normal thanks to that storm activity out at sea. And while local winds will stay moderate, a strong wind warnings current from Cape Leeuwin to Albany and from Wyndham to Port Hedland as well. So for us, it's a return to sunny skies in Perth tomorrow. We're heading for a top of 34 degrees, cooling off just a touch to 33 on Tuesday. I'll see you again tomorrow. It's back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Candice. That's all from the 9 News Desk. Thanks for your company. Good night.